Welcome to the Sovereign Teacher. I teach spiritual integration, self-mastery, and co-creation. And today is Tarot Tuesday. I love Tarot Tuesday because I love tarot. Tarot helps you see your unconscious parts of you that you have pushed down and you maybe don't want to see, but they're getting in your way. They're becoming obstacles to what you do want. So tarot helps you to actually see it and work with it in a way that is fun. So instead of, I find that tarot helps, that's what I find that tarot helps me do. So instead of like, oh God, I don't want to deal with that. You know, I can play with it. I can have fun with it. And I can say, oh, there's that part of me coming up again. How can I integrate? It also helps you to integrate it, like to know. So internal family systems, which is a type of therapy that I learned, says that we have all these different parts of ourselves. We have protector parts, and then we have the, I like to make it really simple. We have protector parts, and then we have like these wounded children parts. The wounded children parts, we push down in the basement because we don't know how to take care of them at that point in our life. And so they're kind of stuck in our psyche or in our neuronal connections. And sometimes sometimes they'll come up with things that happen. And when they come up, it's an opportunity to heal that part of yourself and integrate it and allow it to take a good, healthy place in your psyche and to work with you, not against you, or to work for you, not against you. So let me show you, I'll give you an example of that. We're going to do the Light Seers Tarot. And maybe we'll just do a Celtic cross, or we'll try to do a quick Celtic cross just to show you like what could be operating in your environment and in your psyche and what it's trying to teach you. Okay, so we got the King of Pentacles for our first card. And then, so that's kind of where we are at now, trying to be maybe the king of our kingdom. We want to be in charge of our life. We want to be able to do what we want to do, create what we want to do, and we want to be able to bring in money and resources, and we just want to be in control of our lives. So that's the King of Pentacles, and he's sitting there with a wolf, and he's holding his pentacle. And he just looks very relaxed, like he's in charge. He doesn't have to worry about anything. And there's red in the background and books in the background. So he has all this knowledge and experience and power. And he's not alone. He's accompanied by his wolf friend. You're not alone either. Okay, so next we have the Ace of Swords crossing it. Okay, so this is some kind of enlightenment, illumination. Something is coming to light. And then down below we have the Hanged Man. So that's kind of what's at the foundation of this issue. Maybe we've been kind of stuck. We have, I'm trying to feel what I get from that card. Things have been kind of suspended for us, not moving forward, and we don't understand why. But okay, so then, oh, this is cool. In the past, we have Judgment, and it's upside down. So that's also could be enlightenment, but upside down, I'm not sure what it's trying to tell us. Maybe we haven't been listening to our higher self, our spirit. So that's what's in the past. Like, our spirit is trying to tell us something, trying to guide us, but we haven't really been listening to it. Or we listen to it, like me, and then we go back into that mode of, I have to do something, I have to change something, and using our will and our ego and our mind to try to change our environment, rather than using our thoughts and our visions and our creative resources and being more receptive to what life is telling us and allowing ourselves to be in our own energy and strength and power, and allow the things that are meant for us to come to us, rather than striving and doing so much to get it. That like the masculine yang energy has been out of control, and it's been out of balance and out of control. And so now we're learning to be in our feminine energy of creating relationships, connection, imagination, stillness, but really grounded centeredness. Like nobody's going to move you from where you are and what you believe in. That's the strength of the feminine. Our connection to the earth and to others and nature and flow. Okay, so up above us, we have the devil, which is, you know, like what's happening in the world, like everything that's coming in from the world, like all the information that we're receiving from the world. It's upside down though, so we'll see if there's any other message there. And then right in front of us, we have the Ten of Swords, which is, we're ending a chapter, like something's ending. And we can see the horizon, but we can see light, but we don't see anything else. There's kind of this space, and that makes us nervous not knowing what else is there. We know what to expect from how we've been doing things in the past, but we don't know what to expect from when we start doing things a different way. We don't know what to expect, and that's a little scary. Okay, so that is like the kind of like what's going on in our psyche, and then the next like 4 cards are going to be kind of what we're going to see out there in the world, what we might see, and that just gives us information. I don't like to like future tell, because everything is based on how you experience, how your relationship with yourself and with life. So you can change any of this. It's not like, oh my God, I don't want to know, because then I will. Yeah, you're just looking at the energies, and you have the ability to change any of this by having a better relationship with life. This is just the energy that we're working with. So none of this is for like set in stone, or it's not a forecast of your future. It's just energies that that we're all working. A lot of it is what we're all working with, energies that we're all working with, because there is like this collective unconscious of stories that we've all grown up in. Ooh, and we got the Tower. It's upside down, but we got the Tower. So the Tower could be scary because it signifies the end of something, and something falling down, something crumbling, some foundation crumbling. But the good thing about towers is that, and first of all, I want to just say that we have to acknowledge whatever feelings come up with endings, because we can't dismiss that or bypass it. Endings are hard. Letting go is hard. Saying goodbye, like not knowing, you know, not feeling that solid foundation that you thought was underneath you, that's really hard. So just acknowledge wherever you feel that in your body, and validate that fear and that difficulty of that, and care for it in whatever way that you need to. And breathe, and know that you're okay, and you're actually, spirit, God, your higher self is answering you. There's something that you wanted, that you asked for, and you're being answered, but something needs to crumble and break and fall away so that you can experience what is real, what is true, what is solid. And that is you. You are real, you are true, you are solid, your true essence, and you have so much power that you haven't even realized. Okay, so next we get the Queen of Wands. That's in the environment. That is our creativity, our power, our ability to create and whatever we want. So that's in our environment. That's our spirit is right there, cheering us on, telling us, yes, I know this doesn't look good right now, but this is what you wanted. This is what you asked for. Please believe and trust. And I just want to bring in A Course in Miracles here, because that book, if you're not familiar with A Course in Miracles, it was written by 2 psychologists who were atheists, didn't even believe in God, but they were in this environment that was like so toxic. And they were just like, they just said like, there has to be something more. And what came to them is this book, A Course in Miracles. And it seems like it's teachings of Jesus, because it's all about forgiveness and learning that what is real is love. That's what's real. And we have the ability to experience that once we can let go of all this fear. We can live in love, and we can respond to each other with love and compassion. And it is a lot about controlling our emotions and learning to take care of our emotions, because that's what makes us lash out at other people. We don't know how to take care of our emotions and be there for ourselves, but we can do that. And I'm like living proof that we can do that. I learned how to do that. Okay, and I teach people how to do that. So the next one is our hopes and fears card. So let's see what comes up for that. Well, I'm doing good with time. It's only 11 minutes. I'm trying to keep these shorter. Okay, so 11 minutes. That's perfect. Oops. Okay, so in our hopes and fears, we have the Two of Swords. So we're kind of like, it's that, again, it's like we don't know what's coming. So we're like, we know we're saying goodbye to something. Sometimes we don't even know what we're saying goodbye to, and that's really scary too. But this is kind of like, okay, this is scary. Everything out there is scary. I can't see. I don't know like what's coming. I don't know what's ahead of me. I don't know what's right here. Like, it's just, I'm scared. I'm confused. And that's when we want to go in. We want to go in, and we want to just quiet our minds, quiet everything around us, and just listen to our higher selves or spirit or God and get that guidance. Okay. And also maybe we don't want to see what's out there in the world, and that's okay. We don't have to see, we don't have to look at everything out there. It's not all for us, you know. If you're feeling called to like just screen out what's going on in the bigger world, that's okay. You have enough information inside of you to take you where you need to go, to find your place in the world and where you can make a difference. So you don't have to do that. All the information you have is right there with you in that moment of what you need. And that's where we're all kind of in our own worlds, but they're connected through our stories, through our history, through our culture, through our past. And we can bring something new to them. We can bring our true selves to them, full of love and peace and joy and compassion. And that's how we create the new earth or the new world, and whatever. That's how we create the world that we want to live in. It's closer than you think. Okay, and the last card is the, that the outcome of all of this work that we're doing and learning, all of this learning experiences. But again, I don't want it to be like, this is what's going to happen. It's more like, it's a guidance. It's just guidance for like, you'll see, because there's a light and there's a shadow side to everything. And I maybe look at the cards that are upside down to get a little bit more of that. So we had the Judgment card in the past that was upside down. The Devil that's above us was upside down. The Tower is upside down. And that's it, really. So, okay. And then we have the Moon. The Moon is also upside down. So the Moon is the unknown. I'm a Pisces, so this is like a power card for me. Entering the unknown. Yeah, it's unknown, but if you look at all the spiritual stuff out there, and you connect with that deeper part of yourself and what you believe in, well, what you really, I don't want to say what you believe in, because some people don't believe in good things, but this is what you really truly are. It's the unconscious. It's uncovering what's in the unconscious. And that's what's happening right now. That's the card that's crossing the King of Pentacles. So we all want to be this sovereign person. And in order to do that, we have to see things that we maybe didn't want to see. And we have to face them. And then we bring them up into the conscious, and we care for them. We acknowledge them. Just acknowledging something is so powerful to do that. Just to acknowledge something and realize that you can face it. And it's not as scary as you thought. And then just seeing it as this thing that, you know, it doesn't have as much power as you thought it did, but it does make you feel a certain way, and it comes from a certain experience. So you can validate that. And then care for it. Like, let it know that you're not there anymore. You know, you aren't in the past anymore. Right here in this very present moment, you are safe. You are loved. You are okay. Okay, so I'm going to do the upside down cards just to get that message from those. And then maybe we'll get one more card from the vortex. Okay, so this is like about uncovering what's in our unconscious. So the judgment in the past, upside down. Self-doubt, hiding behind many masks, a need to let go of a shadow aspect of your story. Denying yourself and your loved ones the experience of your true nature or essence. Yeah, so we all got hurt in our childhood somehow. And we all got messages of who we were. And they weren't accurate messages. I just faced a part of this for myself over the weekend when I went away. I just faced this part of myself that was like, that believed all those things that people told me about myself. Like, that's stupid, you shouldn't do that. Oh my God, you're so reckless and impulsive. I'm a Pisces and an Aries moon, and I do what I feel. Like, and it always takes me in the right direction. That's just who I am. I'm not saying that's right for everybody. It's probably not right for everybody, but it works for me. And when I start listening to all those voices on the outside, it just confuses me and messes me up. And I need to follow my spirit, my higher self. And that's when I do the best. Okay, so I'm going to turn it right side up, and we're going to say the affirmation. Hello, Essence. I invite you to show up every day. I invite my soul to shine unapologetically. Okay, cool. All right, now let's do the devil. The devil is coming from the outside and it's upside down. So, it's release, freedom from addiction, on the cusp of a breakthrough, liberation, not wanting to see your own role in negative circumstance, realizing that you are giving your power away, feeling helpless, breaking the chains. Okay, so that's great. So we're right on the verge of that. We're right on the verge of breaking the chains, freedom. But in order to get there, we have to face the devil within us or the devil outside of us. It's the same thing. What is the devil for us? Is it an addiction? Is it an addiction to watching the news and to looking outside yourself? Is it an addiction to wine? Is it addiction to marijuana? Is it an addiction to relationships? Is it an addiction to cigarettes? Or I think we have a lot of addictions. Sugar, you know. I think we have a lot of things that help us to avoid really looking at ourselves and what we really want. Okay, so the affirmation is, in the darkness, I am free to heal everything. Because you can see it, you can be with it, you can be present with it. And you can acknowledge that it's just fear. Or grief. Grief is the hardest. I used to think it was fear, but grief is really hard. Okay, let's look at the tower. The tower, because the tower is also upside down. And it's right after the devil. That's funny, it's number 16, right after the devil. Okay, so life becoming stale. Like, we're tired of this bullshit that we're living in. We're tired of this. We're tired of having to go to work, having to do this, having to do that. We're tired of it. And the last time we got tired of it, we all got COVID and everything shut down. Let's do something more positive this time. Let's create something more positive. Refusing to change, the fear of the unknown, avoiding a disaster, denial. So I'm saying that we create that as a collective. We're all tired of it, but we have the ability to create something better. So let's do that. Okay. I'm going to turn this right side up, and you see it, it's going to have a little bit of that in the darkness and in the chaos. I learned to hear my inner voice, and I move towards the brightest light. Oh, just feel that. Do you feel that? That stillness, that really being present, that's where the power is, in the present moment. Okay. And the last one is the moon. So we skip number 17, the star, and we go right to number 18, the moon. But the star is kind of like this fire in you. Okay, so the shadow side of the moon is fears that block you. So just be present with them. Just acknowledge them. They come from that young part of you that didn't get their needs met, that was overlooked, that was abandoned or whatever, abused. You know, that part of you. You can care for that part. Difficulty separating reality and illusion. Ooh, that's interesting. Because we are going through a lot of disillusionment right now. And actually, that is exactly right where we need to be. And I'm going to tell you why. This is going to be longer than I wanted it to be, but let's see. Trusting your intuition, facing your fears. You see how it's all coming together? The watery nature of the unconscious mind, mystery, symbolism, and metaphor, perception, uncertainty, dreams. You're probably going to get a lot of synchronicities right now. I'm going to say the affirmation, and then I'm just going to tell you like why this is a good thing. I am safe, and I reach new levels of unconscious knowing as I surrender to the will of the universe. Okay, so I went through an awakening, if you want to call it that. That's what I would call it. And I think I might even write a book if I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sit down and do that, but I want to write a book that's called What is Real? The Journey from Disillusionment to Sovereignty. And it's going to be all about that, like how you awaken to really realizing that you are creating your own reality. And I don't want you, like a lot of people, I've gotten into arguments with people about this because they get very upset. I never would have created that miscarriage. I never would have created that death. Like, so let me be clear. It's not just you creating it. It's your story repeating over and over again until we all realize how we can change the story. So it isn't just you creating. We're co-creating. We're all co-creating. And I did another video about that, which I'm going to probably keep doing videos about that to keep spreading that for people to understand. But the more of the lessons that we learn, the more we uncover our own obstacles and we break through them, the more we're co-creating what we want and not repeating old stories, because there's been enough pain. We don't want to repeat these cycles. Not that you're not going to experience pain because I really don't know. I think we're still going to experience pain, but it's going to be different because you're going to feel different about it. You're going to understand it better. You're going to have a higher perspective of everything. And you're going to be better at caring for yourself and finding others that care for you too. So we are experiencing, there's a lot of us that are experiencing this disillusionment right now, which is just helping us to realize what we're putting out there and what's getting reflected back to us is partly because of what we're putting back out there. And I'm just going to give you an example. One of the ways that this started out for me was I was helping out my cousin, and I was really trying to receive more. Like in my life, I was like, my ex-husband kept telling me, you're not making enough money. And I wasn't making enough money. I wasn't. I had been working for the same amount of money for like 20 years. And it was ridiculous. I think I was making less money than when I started out. And I knew what I was offering was valuable, but it wasn't, partly because I couldn't do enough of it because it was exhausting and draining. And I couldn't do enough of it to make enough money or to be really valued. So my idea was I wanted to charge more because I knew I was offering something really valuable. And then I wouldn't have to do as much. And I was watching coaches do that, but I wasn't a coach. And I was like, I know what I have to offer is valuable, but I don't know how to get that back. I don't know how to receive that back. And I was very frustrated. And I was like, but I always ask myself, how are you valuing yourself? So whatever it is that you're wanting from other people, how are you giving that to yourself? So if you're like, I'm not being loved the way I need to be loved, how are you loving yourself? And really look at that honestly, right? So when I was looking at that honestly, I was like, okay, I'm helping my cousin out, but what I want is to spend time with my family, to be loved and appreciated and valued and have that precious time with my family. I'm giving it to him, and he's not even valuing it. He's not even appreciating it. And I'm not happy. I'm sad. And so I had to really look at that. And then, so I was like, I looked at that and I said, okay, who else can help him? Let me find somebody else to help him. So I explored. And what the message that I received back from God, the universe, my cousin, everybody else, and was nobody else can help him. And so then I was like, God, that can't be right. That's ridiculous. But that was the message that I had been giving myself. I have to do this because nobody else can do it. And it was like I imprisoned myself in my own story. And I was like, no, I get to be happy too. And I really felt that strongly. And I made a really difficult decision. I said, I can't help you anymore. And he didn't get to, and it destroyed his world. I'm not going to say that I destroyed his world because he had his own part in that, but his world fell apart and then he died of cancer. And I could look at it like, oh my God, because I didn't do that, I caused all of that. But I was like, that's ridiculous. I am not responsible for all of that. That's ridiculous. And so it was hard. It was a hard pill to swallow. It was hard. I was sad. And I had to keep choosing myself. And the next obstacle was worse than the first. I realized I needed to get a divorce because I wasn't valued in my own relationship, in my own family. I didn't feel valued or loved or appreciated. And part of me was just like, do I have to die to be appreciated? But I didn't want to die. No, I had to get a divorce. And that was so hard because it meant hurting everybody. It meant hurting my ex-husband. It meant hurting my children. It meant hurting my dog, who ended up with my ex. You know, like, it was really, really hard. But in choosing myself, I found the life that I had been looking for, that I had been trying to create. Like the love that came back to me. all of the love and the connection that I was helping others achieve, it came back to me. I received it. I'm feeling joy and peace and love and happiness now. And I feel strong and secure and powerful, and like I can do that. I can co-create with life. I can co-create with my boyfriend. I can co-create with my dogs. You can co-create with anything. So if you're experiencing any of this, really be present for yourself. It's rough. It's rough. There are people out there that can help. I'm creating I have 2 new groups that I'm going to be doing. And they're like month-long commitments because I might be moving, so I can only commit to a month right now. And I ask people to commit to a month. So I'm doing a group for women who are going through divorce, even if you're just thinking about divorce, but you're seriously thinking about divorce, or you're going through a divorce. I'm creating a group for that. I did flyers, they're out on my site. And another group for therapists to support therapists. So these are coaching groups. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to try to do a Zoom for people that are out of the area. And then for people that are in the area, they can come to my space. Okay, so I hope this helps, and have a great Tuesday.